Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family and earning your birth certificate, as we like to call it. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Leandre Gota Tejus.
Yes, there go my family. AAA family, that's y'all. That's y'all. That is y'all, man. Give it up for yourselves, all my AAA family. These are all the members that submitted pictures for the banner. This is the banner for the event, the first ever tailgate party with the Coach Smook Network and the AAA family. What's good, everybody? Let me fix my hat. Why are you looking like that? You know, looking all weird and stuff. I got some stuff going on with my hair, y'all. We getting a new do this weekend. Thank y'all for pulling up this morning, man. I love y'all. Thank y'all for pulling up this morning. It's always a good morning. Good morning here on the Coach Smook Network. How y'all feeling this morning, man? Y'all came in going crazy. I had a comment I need to acknowledge before he go. If you don't stick around forever, man, hey, rise up. Rise up, baby. Rise up. Heck of a game. I caught it from like the second half on in. And man, I was glad that we pulled one out. Didn't look good. Doesn't change any type of, it doesn't give me any confidence. But we did pull off a big win, a primetime win. So rise up, go Falcons, Dirty Birds. You know, yeah, represent, man. Hey, yeah, facts. What's good, everybody? Dwight is in the chat, man. Let me see. I feel like is my mic loud to y'all? Let me know. Let me know if my mic loud or not, because it feels like my mic is loud as fuck. Let me see. I might need to just turn that down. There it is. That's way better on my end. So I know you ain't want to get your hands on the Panthers this facts. Man, what's good, JB? In the chat. Kareem is in the chat. Steven, I see you. I just seen Susan. What's good, Susan? What's good? Zach is in the building. I see everybody. The Kinesis is in the building. Who else, man? Bino coming in repping hard. Boy, we got some AAA family that just rep way too hard. Kareem, I got your shirt sizes, I think, bro. Okay, ain't nobody worried about Georgia. Georgia ain't what the media cracks them. Exactly, bro. It's the same Georgia team that our O-line tossed around last year, who was supposed to be so good, and they had a better O-line last year. I think they a lot worse this year. They got a lot more holes. They're still a good team, though. They're still a good team that I just think we have an advantage in this game. Playing at home definitely helps. And Jarvis, guess what? Darius was found. We went and found him on Instagram. The AAA community is don't bother us. Don't mess with us. That's what I'm gonna say. Don't mess with us. Somebody called us a cult. Borderline, because we just don't like our family to be messed with. You know, we don't like our Bama family to be messed. You ain't even got to be a Bama fan to be AAA. You know, that's the great part about it. You don't even have to be a Bama fan to be AAA family. We got Georgia fans in here that's AAA family. Like, for real. They just Georgia fans. And you cross them the wrong way, it's up. You know what I'm saying? We got AAA family in here that cheer for two teams, you know? Ain't that right, JB? Hey, Mary. What's up, everybody? Good morning, though. Welcome to the Coach Smook Morning Show. Dougie Fresh is in the building. What's good, man? Travelpreneur Sports is in the building. Man, Travelpreneur, I want to get you on the phone line, man. Get you to break down some of this stuff. I'm looking at numbers today, man, and I know a lot of us, we like to get into the numbers, the schematics. I'm getting into numbers today. We're kind of going to try to do this side by side look with this with the Alabama stats and the UGA stats so far this season, the cumulative stats for both teams, right? And I think we got it set up pretty nicely to where it's side by side. And we should be able to navigate through this thing real good today. So, yeah, we're going to get into it today, y'all. We're going to open up the phone lines once y'all get my breakdown of the number. What's up, Chief? How you feeling? And as y'all can see at the bottom of the screen, y'all can see the schedule for today, man. Large and excellent. Yeah, I already got you, bro. Appreciate y'all, man. And yes, Jarvis, y'all did a crazy good job yesterday. I think we ended up, I checked, I can check right now. The live yesterday ended with 84, I believe. And Jarvis, appreciate you for pulling up and doing that for us, man. You know, Kimberly be working, so anytime. Oh no, yesterday we ended, it's 100 likes, y'all. It's 100 likes right there. So thank God for that. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all for that. And then, even the Darius, where's Darius live it had 98 likes. What else, man? Y'all been doing it, man. I appreciate y'all. Y'all got my analytics looking real nice, man. It feels good. It feels good. I'm not ashamed to say that what you all do is very important to the success of this channel and the growth of it. I'm not ashamed to admit that you all really make this channel go. If y'all not watching, I'm not doing my job. So, yeah, man. We got 44 total in the chat today, man. Right now, between both platforms, we got 31 here on YouTube, 16 on Twitter. We just jumped. So y'all must be just getting notifications. This is why the first 15 minutes we try to we try to give everybody time to come in, because today's show I think is going to be a good one. I think we're going to have a lot of space for good phone calls. So when you come in, when you call in today, let's talk football. I don't care if you're a Bama fan, Georgia fan, Tennessee fan, whatever. You come in, let's talk football today. You know, let's try to limit the trolling. I'm really gonna break down Georgia with things that I see that they can do to hurt us, things that I see that we can do to hurt them, statistics that match up and kind of matter when you look at this type of game with two different schemes going back and forth, going head to head. So we're going to get into it today, and then we got a few post-practice reactions we're going to get into after post-practice presser. I think we have post-practice pressers today. We got Dwight on the job for that, checking all that stuff out. Get y'all live reactions in the comments to players and coaches interviews post-practice today. During this bye week in prep for UGA,
on September 28th. And don't forget, y'all, if you haven't already, man, if you haven't, you can still purchase a ticket to the tailgate party. You just won't be VIP with us during the event. You will be able, well, of course, we'll be walking around and stuff. We'll be interacting, but we have a VIP section, and it's only allotted the amount of seats for ticket purchases. We ended up only having 28 personnel purchase tickets. We had a few people end up having to back out, but I have space. I'm not gonna lie. And I talked to my big brother. I told him, I said, I got space. He gave me space for 35. So I'm willing to work something out. If you really want to be there, if it's last minute, you've come to this week and you've decided that you do want to be there, you go ahead and purchase the ticket here. I'm about to pull up the link now. Hold on. I'm about to show y'all the link, and then we're going to go into our quick break, infomercial break, and then we're jumping into the show, man. We're jumping into the show. All right, y'all, hold on. I don't know why the link ain't coming up. Yeah, but I hope it ain't okay. It ain't sold out. Yeah, ooh, I was about to be too sad. So let me see. Let me share this screen here. There we go. So here we go. This is the event right here, y'all. Y'all want to come here, purchase the ticket here. They got theirs for $75. This is just, show up. You enjoy the festivities of their events. They don't have any special seating arrangements for you all. It's just open. You bring your own lawn chair. Our VIP section, this isn't the layout as far as what's on the screen. This isn't the layout. Can y'all see it? Am I even showing it to y'all? I am. Okay. But this isn't the exact layout of how it's going to look. Let me just full screen this so I can check this video out. But this isn't the exact layout, but it's going to be very similar, y'all. Off right there on University, up the street from the stadium. Check it out. Yes, sir. Hey, so yeah, that's where we're gonna be at, man. There on University. It's about to be a vibe. I'm telling y'all right now. It's they know how to put on a good event. Shout out Tailgate Party Committee, man, for hosting your boy, man. My brother Lee. I reached out to him, told him what we was planning on doing, and he already had the resources. Perfect collab for us. Also helping them, and they didn't need help. I'm talking about Tailgate Party Committee. They do what they do, man. But yeah, there go the link right there in the chat, y'all. That's for our event. But for the actual event, that ticket right there, you have to go in the description. It's in every live description, every video description from now until the event happens. You can find that link, and it's the Tailgate Party event. All right. Is the tailgate actually on campus or is it off campus? It's on campus, bro. It's on campus. And you know what's crazy? Donald Trump is going to be at the game next Saturday, y'all. Donald Trump is going to be at the game. So for that reason, it's going to be even crazier, which is why when we show up, we want to represent ourselves the proper way. And I think we will do that. I don't have any doubt in my mind that this community is going to represent Coach Smook Network and the AAA network. I mean, the AAA family. Well, I'm excited. Damn, I hate that I live in Texas now 12 hours. I used to live in Montgomery, Alabama. I would have capped tickets for sure. Hey, Wizzle, man, I live in Montgomery right now, man. What part of Texas you live in? I used to live in Killeen when I was stationed at Fort Hood. See, I don't drink. I can't smoke what I want to smoke out on public. So I'm just see, Jarvis. That's the thing, man. I heard about that. Traffic will be saying, yeah, it's about to be stupid. That's why I encourage everyone. If you can, you need to be there Friday. You need to be in town Friday night, already settled in, and in town, ready to move around, because it's going to be crazy. I plan on being there. I plan on leaving around like maybe 4 a.m. Saturday morning at the latest to get up to T-Town, and I'm gonna do some semi camping type stuff, y'all. It's gonna be pretty fun. I got some resources out there. I probably do like a setup and do a late night stream, right? But it's gonna be a vibe. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun for this Bama Georgia tailgate, man. Well, after these infomercials, man, after the merch infomercial, we're gonna jump into the conversation, man. I live in Montgomery. Coach didn't know you live here. Oh yeah, we gotta link up, Jay. What's up? Hit me up, man. Hit me up on the socials, man. I'm always out of Montgomery. Well, I ain't out, but you know what I'm saying. I be doing work. I don't go out. You know what I'm saying. I don't do no work. Hey, look, I ain't showering for 48 hours from Friday till Sunday. I'm just playing. Well, you know, doggone well, I'm be in the shower. The way I be sweating. Nah, Montgomery ain't pretty cool. Big country town, I tell. I don't know what you talking about. What's up, Chapman family? How you doing this morning? Well, y'all, after this infomercial, we're going to jump into the conversation. Listen, we got 36 people in the live on YouTube right now. Let's get our numbers up, man. We trying to hit our like goal, man. I know my moderator said 100. I'm still on my 50 tip until we get to that 2,500 subscribers. So we really getting close, man. We need 5 more. I think we need 5 more subscribers to get to our 2,100, to get to 2,100. So make sure y'all hit the 100 likes goal today. I know I said 50, but I'm gonna have faith like my team, man. They said 100, so we're gonna try to get 100 likes on today's live stream. We will be streaming a full show today, so we'll be in and around noon Central Standard Time, and then after the live, we're gonna be doing some gaming today once again. I've got a week set up. Wednesday, we got live gaming morning, lobby, community gaming evening. Thursday, we have high school recruiting content. Friday night, we have Friday Night Lights. I will be going live throughout Friday evening. Friday morning, we won't have our normal call-in show. We'll have a morning show, but it won't be the normal call-in show. We'll have guests come on, the community guests, meaning if you want to come on to the show Friday, you need to submit your request. I want to be a guest at Coach Smook Network at Gmail, CoachSmookNetwork@gmail.com. If you want to be a guest on the show Friday, we're going to be having community talk, breaking it down. We might do the round table that I wanted to do last night, but we just didn't have enough resources. I got everything set up now. We might do that Friday. We'll have some fun doing that Friday. And then Saturday morning, we'll do our kickoff show. We'll talk about all the other games, give our little opinions. We'll have call in Saturday morning. And then Monday, we're kicking off the content. Next Tuesday, we'll be on campus with Coach Smook in T-Town. Wednesday, we're going to run it up on the game. I think we're going to do our live simulation on Wednesday this week. I think that's what I'm gonna do, because Thursday and Friday I need to be away from. I'm gonna have all this broken down and getting ready to go set up in T-Town. I got to make sure all my connects are set up and everything is set up so that we can have this thing popping and booming, y'all. This is going to be a huge event, so I'm excited about it. I'm happy, and I can't wait for y'all to continue to experience the content that we're going to continue to bring. And as we grow, you all grow too. There's going to be opportunities for everybody. Shout out to Kareem Hood for popping the show off and becoming today's first co-sponsor on today's stream with the $5 super chat. He said, AAA, we in here. Roll Tide, man. And up next, right after this, we're going to be talking Alabama football versus Georgia. Breaking down the numbers. I'm going to talk offense, then we're going to talk defense. Or is it defense or offense first? I think I said defense first. We might switch it up. We might just go offense first. I just feel like offense is where everybody want to talk about. Let's go defense first. We'll go defense first. But after this infomercial, man, we're going to get into it. So, and Kareem, appreciate you for the $5 super chat, my guy. Everybody hashtag Kareem in the chat. Hashtag Kareem in the chat. And make sure y'all go and let everybody know that Coach Smook Network is live. We are live, baby. We are not playing no more. We are live. We are live. We are here and we are live. Hey, I'm going to catch up with y'all on the other side. Up next, we got the infomercial. Then after that, we'll get into our show, man. Much love. Thank y'all for showing love today here on the Coach Smook Network. Don't forget to like, share, and if you ain't a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe.
Did somebody say put me in the game? The time has finally come. Here at the Coach Smook Network, we are officially launching our first merchandise line. We will have a lineup of t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies available, with more items to come in the future. The way you can find these items is by simply going to the YouTube page, clicking on the links, and you will see the Coach Smook Network merchandise link below. Or during our live stream, type in the chat !merch, and you will see the link come up. And from that website, you can purchase all the variety of merchandise that we have available. Don't wait too long. Don't wait until it gets close to the end. Coach Smook Network is growing fast, and I'm glad to be a part of what we're building here. Thank you for your support, and go get your merch, man.
It's here. Authenticity above all. AAA family. Coach Smook. You know what it is.
Hey, y'all know what I love about that part, that Dwight part at the end. Shout out to Dwight, man. I have never been a part of something, or I've never been invested in something that I started, you know, as far as, you know, God gave me a plan and I started it, and had so many people. Y'all see my little glitch back here, man? It's bright outside today, man. It's bright outside. I don't like that. So but nah, so what it is was that Dwight video, right? It's gonna bother me, y'all. That Dwight clip, it was so heartfelt and authentic. Same thing with Vontae, same thing with Bino. Zach sending his picture. A lot of people have sent their picture, have sent videos. I can't wait to do the final AAA banner with all of our AAA shirts on. The tailgate party gonna be crazy, man. We're gonna have a big group picture. If you've ordered a AAA shirt and you're not going to be at the tailgate party, please go look in the Discord. If you're not in Discord, moderators, bring the Discord link up. If you're not in the Discord, get in the Discord and post your AAA picture with your shirt, your t-shirt on for the banner. Post it in the Discord, AAA banner pics, and we're doing our best to keep everybody's security there. We've done a nice scrub of our community on Discord. I give my moderators a solid A+ for the keeping management of the community. But yeah, definitely want to see you guys on this banner, man. I'm telling you, I can't wait this is going to be the first one for the event, but the next one, I'm telling you, all of us in our AAA shirts is going to be beautiful. It's going to be nice. So can't wait to see how that turns out. And yeah, y'all, let's get into it today. Let's get into the show. I'm ready to talk it because it's really, we're days away from actually having to see this thing come to fruition. You know, we've been talking about this for months. Alabama, Georgia. Everybody's comparison is Alabama, Georgia this, Georgia that. Georgia got this, Georgia got that. Alabama lost Saban. You know, it's time to really break it down. We're going to talk about it. So today on the call-in show, remember, when you call in, make sure you say your name and put me in the game, Coach. I'm gonna dive into some numbers real quick. Let's get to it. Let's dive into some numbers today, and let me know if y'all can see these numbers, if y'all can see these graphics good up here. I don't know if I could zoom in any more than where it's at. Might have to go big screen with it. I'm gonna go big screen with it. Here we go. We'll go little. Let them have the big screen for now. So and so immediately I want to look at defense. We're talking Alabama defense and Georgia defense. Now on your left, it should be the Georgia defense. On your right, it is Alabama. All right. try to get these graphics around the same size. So, and this is pretty cool. I want to do this like this just to kind of give y'all a visual. So, and then that first category, and I'm gonna pull it up on another side too, so that I'm not juicing right here. Hold on. All right, and I got the other stats up here. So the first column you see is the points per game. We're talking defense. We're talking defense, right? I want to identify this. Both of these teams are giving up less than 10 points a game. You look at the opponents. You had Clemson week 1 for Georgia. They had FCS school week 2, and then this past week Kentucky. Kentucky put up 13 points on them. Kentucky put up 13 points. The most amount of points we've given up is 16. All right. We gave up 10 points to Wisconsin this past weekend. USF was able to squeak in 16 points. And we held Western Kentucky scoreless. Clemson was held without a touchdown. I think the second week they held that team to a field goal. And then this week they gave up 13 points. So both of these defenses are playing up to the standard as far as the opponents that's been placed in front of them. I won't go on a limb and say that either team has played a more dynamic offense if we're being realistic and we're saying that, you know, they're just actually out there doing what they're supposed to be doing against the competition that they're currently facing. Let's just be real about that. So, but I see y'all coming in here going crazy. Brett Sully coming in with this the $4.99 super chat. He said, "Roll Tide, everyone. Good morning." And then my brother, who was that? I just seen another one come up on the screen. Where was that? Who is that? Nick coming in with the $20 super chat. He said, just showing support to the best platform on YouTube. Hashtag Coach Smook. Hashtag Smook. Hashtag Coach Smook Network. Hashtag WDS. For y'all that don't know what WDS is, that's our Warzone Gaming esports squad. We the Smoke gaming community. We the Smoke gaming. That's our little gaming team. Appreciate y'all. Let me update this banner while we're talking Alabama Georgia defense. And Darius is showing up to the chat before I even move on. Darius is back, y'all. Darius is back. Darius paid his bet. He paid his dues. He hid out for 48 hours, but he paid his dues. And Darius, you cool. You good around here. Just don't ever make no bet. Don't bet spreads no more, because I don't think you understand what it means. There's no way you believe that Georgia was going to beat Kentucky by 31.5 points. It was going to beat Kentucky by 32 points. There's no way you believe that. Georgia, if even if it was just analysis based off history, you wouldn't have went with that bet. So you want Georgia? You giving me 7 points with Bama? Are you giving me 7.5 with Bama? Is that what you're saying? Are you giving me 7.5 with Bama? Please say yes. Cause I was just gonna do a head up pause. But yeah, let me update this banner real quick, y'all. And then we're gonna get into the numbers. Gonna continue to break down the numbers. Defensively though, if you had to rate right now, and I want to see comments in the chat, if you had to rate right now Alabama's defense, Alabama, not Georgia, Alabama, your Crimson Tide's defense on A, B, C, D, F. If you had to grade them right now, what grades are we getting? I'm gonna check the chat here in a second once I update this. We got Brett, we got Kareem, and who's the other one, y'all? Make me forget. Brett. Oh, Brett came through twice. He said traffic is going to be super dumb with Trump coming into town the week of the tailgate. I got to get there early. Facts, Brett. 100%. You definitely need to get there early. I've been telling everybody. I'm not even playing. I hate that happened now. Cause it changes the game, bro. But it's also going to be a great opportunity for our network. I'm telling you right now, man. I really want to maximize whatever resources and personalities we have available representing the community. You guys are just as important in making this a success as you think I am. So we need 5 more subscribers. So if you're out there right now, if you're watching, I'm gonna go big screen. If you're watching on Twitter, pull up on the YouTube side for me real quick. If you're not a subscriber, give me 5 subscribers right now in the chat. We want to get to 2,100 before the end of the stream. So if you're in the chat right now, I'm not begging. I'm soliciting all of my support to go ahead right now share. If you have a Twitter, share it out. Say we need 5 subscribers to hit our goal. We need 5 subscribers. We need trying to hit 100 likes on the stream. Even if they don't sit around for the whole stream, we need likes. We need subscribers. Okay, likes, subscribes, and shares. That's what we do. That's what we do. I don't care. But I ain't gonna say I don't care. The super chats are very much appreciated, but those parts are more important. Now back into the defense, man. Let's get back into the show, man. I don't want to get carried away because y'all know I love to talk to y'all. So you look at the numbers though. We looking at they're what they're giving up to currently giving up to opponents. The numbers look virtually similar without even knowing the categories. You're talking about how many first downs they're giving up. That 22. Both teams have given up 22 first downs. This season in 3 games, 22 first downs. Alabama has had 64. What's that number? Alabama has had 27 drives against them, and Georgia has had 34 drives against them. So Alabama's given up 22 rushing first downs, y'all. Alabama's given up 22 rushing first downs, so is Georgia. Alabama has given up 19 passing first down. Georgia has given up 14, right? Alabama has given up 7. Alabama has 7 defensive penalties. Has 7 defensive penalties this season. Yo, that's great. 7 defensive penalties. Y'all know we had 11 penalties, defensive penalties going into that Texas game. No, coming out of the Texas game last season, we had 11 defensive penalties coming out of the Texas game. I think we had a total of 21 in the first 3 weeks of last season. So these are promising numbers. We're just looking at numbers, y'all, right now. We're just looking at numbers, and I'll give y'all my thoughts behind everything, how everything compares. You look at the amount of yards given up in the run game. Alabama struggled against USF. We remember that, right? Look at the difference, though. This top tier defense that Georgia has, they've struggled in stopping the run too. Both have given up in 3 games over 400 yards rushing. I'm just saying. Both teams are getting just as much. I mean, the difference in stats, and we're talking about the column on the right on both sides, y'all. Talking about the column on the right on both sides. These stats are virtually similar. So this notion that Georgia has so much of a better defense, it's not true. If we're just looking at the first 3 weeks. If we're just looking at the first 3 weeks of the season, this notion that Georgia has a better defense is not true. The stats show the same. You know, Clemson is not a dynamic offense. Georgia, don't try to give me that. We played Clemson. We played 2 Power 5 teams. Clemson or Kentucky don't have a top 5 quarterback, nor they don't have a top 10 receiver on either one of those rosters. Somebody go pull up Clemson's roster right now and show me which one of those receivers was top 10 in their class, or top 10 in receptions last year, top 20. I don't think Clemson had a top 20, top 25 receiver all last season. Kentucky either. You got a first-year starter in Brock Vandegrift, a transfer. Y'all, they took y'all to the wire. 1-point victory. They say, yes, Smook, but Georgia don't run the same style of offense that USF runs, and besides running, QBs have always give Bama problems, and Beck really don't run. It's not even, you know what? The QB run game is definitely something that we struggle with early against USF, but I hope y'all paid attention to how we cleaned it up against Wisconsin, because they were willing to run their quarterback. So I think we have a game plan for if Carson Beck does try to get sneaky, because he hurt us last year with his legs in certain spots, not necessarily with the numbers, but in spots where we needed to be off the field on 3rd down, and our offense was struggling trying to give them more reps. He beat us with his legs. So that's something that we have to continue to stay disciplined on. But you're absolutely right. His legs aren't a threat. That's not the first thing you want to consider when you're defending Carson Beck. What's this stat right here? This 115. Let me see. So UGA right now is only giving up 90. They're giving up less than 100 passing yards a game. We're giving up right over 100 passing yards a game. Average per attempt, they're only giving up about 4 yards per attempt. We're only giving up about 3. So some tight coverage being played by both sides. I think both sides benefit from athletic defensive fronts. Alabama's only giving up 1 touchdown, 1 passing touchdown. UGA is giving up none. That's going to be where we attack them at. That's where UGA is going to struggle. They haven't seen a team that can challenge them in the pass game or has tried to challenge them in the pass game. They haven't had a quarterback. Western Kentucky, USF, they both have experienced quarterbacks. Talking about TJ Finley was the first guy, wasn't it? TJ Finley, Western Kentucky quarterback. In the second game, you had Bynum. And in this last game, we started off with the Miami transfer who really shouldn't have been the starter. If you ask Wisconsin, Van Dyke wasn't the guy that should have had the job. The guy that ended up playing the game was the one that should have had the job. So to the Wisconsin defense, it was a good thing. All of these numbers matter, y'all. All these numbers matter. The fact that Alabama's defense in the new scheme is keeping pace with the likes of a Georgia, right? Kirby Smart, Mr. D coordinator himself. It makes a lot of sense. Look at this stat right here. This is going to be important too. This is part of defense too. A lot of people don't want to admit this, but the kicking stats are important. Punt average yards per game. This is huge. 49.5. You're flipping the field. I want y'all to look at Bama's. James Burnham. Let me get these kicking game stat right here. There we go. Look at that. 52. Hold on. What a punt. Punt average. There it is. 10. 44. I don't get it. I read somewhere where James Burnham average punt yardage is 62. 62 yard. His net average is 46, meaning he's flipping the field perfectly. He's almost flipping the field perfectly. Anywhere on the field, he can basically, if it's 50 yards or less, he's going to get us in good position to play defense. If y'all look at all the punts from James Burnham last game, I think he had 3 punts last game. All of them, all but one, were inside the 20. That one of them went out the back of the end zone. So we got to. It's a lot of small factors that we're going to talk about today when we open up the phone line. I just want to get your eyes in front of some of those defensive numbers. Both defenses, and my point to make is this, chat, as we dive into the conversation. Alabama's defense versus Georgia defense. The numbers say these defenses are virtually the same. If we want to use transitive property, I'm going to say this. Transitive property is irrelevant in college football, but it makes for good debate. Transitive property meaning you take one situation and you correlate the outcome from that situation to what can go on in the future, right? What can be portrayed if similar situations were presented in another instance, right? That's how we kind of describe transitive property when it comes to sports, right? At Smook, this is our first matchup against a head coach that's mainly defensive minded, because I think the last 3 games for us have been offensive minded head coaches. Not necessarily. You look at USF, they brought basically Tennessee's whole defensive scheme. Tom Orlando, the defensive coordinator, he handles his play calling, and that USF team is a defensive led team. They are our defensive led team. So who else, man? Western Kentucky, we know that's an offensive mind. Wisconsin, he's a defensive. Luke Fickell, he's a defensive minded coach too. Luke Fickell is a defensive minded coach. So we play. Wisconsin is a defensively sound team. For us to get them out of sorts early on, I mean, not necessarily early, but be able to get those quick strikes and get them out of sorts, that was huge. That was huge. Rich B talking about the hang time. James Burnham and that hang time. The thing is, it's beautiful when your offense goes out and has a 6-play drive, gets a first down, they get a 6-play drive, they get stopped. At the 50, let's say you're on your own 49. Most people will try to go for it. There's no man's land. It's beautiful when you have a punter that can punt, that can angle his punts to pin those guys inside the 5. consistently, inside the 10 consistently, you know, it's going to be good. Fickle is definitely a defensive coach. Facts, Davin. But yeah, as we get ready to go into the phone call segment, I want y'all to remember, man, we're talking defense. Highlight some guys. Highlight some people that you think can be highlighted in this game that are going to make an impact. We're going to talk about the depth chart. We're going to talk about different situations, scenarios. What do we feel, man? What do we feel? What time is it? Let me make sure I'm on schedule. Let me pull this schedule back up for y'all real quick. I think it's almost time for the phone line. Yeah. So we'll get into the phone call. But back to just the overall projection of this game when it comes to the defenses. And this is a topic of conversation I want y'all to think about calling into the phone line. Could this Alabama defense, the way that it's trending as far as the way that we're dialing up pressures, because I didn't even get to look at how many sacks the defense have, you know. Let me see. I'm gonna look at sacks. Let me see. I'm gonna find the sacks stats. Here we go. So far, Georgia has 8 sacks this season. That's crazy. That's pretty solid. And Alabama has 8. Alabama has 8 sacks. Georgia has 8 sacks. Both teams getting pressure. How many sacks have we? So, dang, that's crazy. Miro's only been sacked 5 times for -2 yards. Or am I on the wrong? Okay, I was on the wrong thing. Miro's been sacked 6 times. Miro's been sacked 6 times. I'm pulling this up now. I went back to. Miro's been sacked 6 times this season. How many times Carson been sacked? Twice for 11 yards. Okay. So the O-line's been protecting, but I think both sacks came against Clemson. Did Kentucky get to Carson Beck? I didn't watch their whole game. I was just in and out so I could troll. Did Kentucky get to Carson Beck? I'm going to go to the game stats. But right after this little infomercial break, we're going to get back. We're going to open up the phone lines, y'all. Y'all know what to do, man. When you call in, make sure you say your name and put me in the game, coach, man. We're talking buy prep week for UGA. We talked about a few of the numbers. We're going to really dive into the speculate. We're going to speculate how this thing can turn out here defensively for both sides. I can't wait to dive into the conversation with you all. Y'all know what time it is, man. Make sure while we're in any of the infomercials, man, make sure y'all are sharing the stream up. Y'all liking it, commenting, chatting, talking Alabama football here on Coach Smook Network. Alabama versus Georgia, September 28th. We're getting our minds ready for it here in the AAA community. We're getting our minds ready here for it. So y'all get ready to dive into the conversation. I'm excited about it. Yeah, check it out, man. Thank y'all for being AAA members. All my AAA members, thank y'all. And shout out to our sponsors, man. Thank you.
Welcome. First of all, I just want to say thank you for joining the AAA family. By doing so, you have committed to supporting this channel monetarily, and for that, I could not thank you enough. I'm glad that you saw fit to contribute to the growth of this network, and because of that, you have access to all the behind the scenes content that we're going to be placing on this channel, backstage access to all the vlogs, VODs. We got all types of content. You will have early access to it. Also, any event that you see come out with outside with Coach Smook or anything sponsored or partnered with Coach Smook, it will be preferred, and we will all make sure that we're all taken care of. This community is going to continue to grow. Don't miss out on any opportunities to network. We have other content creators. We have business owners. We got entrepreneurs. This is Coach Smook Network because we believe in networking. We want to uplift the community. So thank you for contributing to helping that mission, seeing that goal. And that's really what we're here for, right? We're here to uplift and continue to grow. So thank you for all your contributions and welcome to the family. AAA SOS.
Leandre Gota Tejus.
yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into it. Phone line, man. Let's get into it. Y'all ready? I know y'all ready to talk some Bama football, Bama, Georgia. Next weekend, man. We gotta wait a whole week, but it's gonna be good. We're gonna keep it entertaining. We can stay locked in before the game. So, phone call line is now open. 334-625-1121. 334-625-1121. Go ahead and call in, say your name, put me in the game, coach, and we'll get you locked in here on the Coach Smook Network here this morning. Talking Bama defense, Georgia defense. Got our first call on the line today.
From
Zachary put me in the game, coach.
Yo, Zach, what's up, man? You in the game this morning? How you feeling?
I'm feeling okay, coach. Got some stuff going on privately, but overall, I'm doing good.
Well, I pray it all gets better for you, man. You know how we do. You gotta keep pressing, keep pushing, man.
Right. You know how the devil is.
He try to get at you. You just got to stay focused on the main thing, and the main thing is God, and he gonna bring you through it. He gonna get you through it all, and that's all that matters. Can't even give no time to the devil. Don't even acknowledge him no more today. That's the last time he gonna hear something from us.
Right.
Yep. Now let's talk about our Crimson Tide and his defense, man. What's your feel, Zach, on this Crimson Tide defense compared to the Georgia defense? Give me your thoughts on it. Let's break it down a little bit today.
Okay. Going with Georgia's defense, and I'm going off based what I've seen so far. So far, I've seen on Georgia's defense, I've seen one guy that could, give us troubles in the defensive backfield, and that is Malachi Starks. The other DBs and safeties, they haven't shown me anything that would worry me. And like I said, when it comes to Alabama, Georgia, you never know how the game's going to go. But, and on the defensive line, I know they'll probably have Williams back.
Mm-hmm.
So, that don't worry me, because even during the Clemson game, he struggled. Before he got hurt, he wasn't dominant, but he wasn't bad either. He was in that middle ground from what I've seen. So I really, and like I said, with a week to prepare, you never know what's going to happen. Georgia's going to come prepared to play Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
And so I expect a better game plan than what they have had, the first 3 weeks of the season for us, because I'm sure they wasn't showing everything. They're going to have a couple things saved for Alabama.
You don't think they had to get in the bag to win 14-13 against Kentucky at Kentucky after trailing?
They did. Yeah, you're right.
Zach, the only difference between what Alabama has been doing and what Georgia's Georgia's been doing as far as especially defensively. Georgia's defense hasn't been tested offensively. I think Alabama's defense has been tested with a few different types of playing styles. You look at how Clemson played. You look at how ICDC College, Ivy Tech League University played against Georgia. And you look at how Kentucky just played against Georgia. Both of these are some similar styles of play offensively that Georgia is really equipped to beat. They have not played against a team that's going to, split their tight ends a lot of sets, a team that's going to give them the pre-snap motion, a team that's going to give them the jet sweep action, the pin and pull blocking concept, run blocking concept is going to be something different that they probably aren't going to be used to, because it's a lot of activity happening in front of you, and you can't necessarily hold up gaps if gaps are moving. And that's what this new run zone scheme for Alabama allows it. It allows you to kind of make gaps move gaps, replacing gaps. And Georgia's defense is going to have to be very, very eye disciplined to handle it. And on the same thing for Alabama, Georgia wants to run the ball and, build their pass game off, try to hit the play action pass game. Carson Beck does that very well when he has time. Can Alabama's defensive front commit, minimal resources and get pressure? Kentucky showed that they can do it. I think Alabama can. And can we shore up the perimeter run game? That was one spot against all three opponents where they kind of all three opponents previous to Georgia, they have had spots in the game where they kind of just bounce. They could bounce the ball out. They could bounce the ball outside. But we've seen massive improvement since week 1. We've seen massive improvement with our edge containment, and so has Georgia. So I think the defense is about who can make capitalize on all the opportunities that's presented. There's going to be opportunities presented. I think Georgia puts themselves in a position to kind of be exposed though this coming up game.
Right, and I agree. And Clemson did try to push the ball down the field, but they didn't have a quarterback that could beat them deep like Milroe can, because I don't think what's Clemson's quarterback's name? I can't. I know it, but I can't. Anyway, I don't think Clemson's quarterback is as talented as Jalen Milroe. And see, the thing about Jalen Milroe and going into this Georgia game,
Caleb Klubnik.
Yeah, Klubnik. Yeah. Well, Georgia hasn't played they've seen a little bit of it with Brock in the Kentucky game, but Brock can't beat Georgia's defense with his legs like Milroe can. And so they're going to have to be, like you said, they're going to have to be very disciplined, because not only do they have to worry about Milroe's arm, they have to worry about his legs as well. And maybe and I would like to, and nothing against Milroe using his legs. I'm glad he's using his legs this year, but maybe we need to use our running backs in the run game a little more and not rely on Milroe's legs as much. But at the same time, if Milroe's going to pass, instead of holding it for 4, 5, 6 seconds and taking sacks, if he sees an open lane, he needs to take it, And so it's one of those things that it's like a double-edged sword. Which way do you want it to flip? But I see our defense being able to clean up in the secondary, clean up those blown coverages. I see us being able to get to the edge quicker in this, being more disciplined on the runs, outside runs, and I see our defense, from what I've seen against Georgia's offensive line. Yeah, Clemson's defensive line was good, but their secondary couldn't handle Georgia's wide receivers, so that's why. And Clemson's offense couldn't get going, so that's why their defense got tired. I think with our offense and the way our offense is schemed, it's going to set our defense up for success in this game against Georgia, and we're going to be able to wear Georgia down, this game, I believe. And if you go back to the Auburn game last year, this similar style of run game gave them fits last year. And
Missouri, I wouldn't say Auburn. I think Missouri's run game is more similar to what we're doing right now. Because Cook was able to use his legs a lot to hurt Georgia last year, but their running back was their offensive line was so in sync as far as executing last season that their running back was effective. Missouri's running back didn't really have to run much, but when he did take off, they weren't expecting him, so he was able to hurt him with a lot of those plays. So I think that's a thing that Georgia is really going to have to key in on, because this offense is set up to spread defenses out and then allow the quarterback to kind of, decipher what's the best option. I mean, of course, that's the simple way of saying what we want to be able to do with Miro. But from a schematic standpoint, especially the play action looks, the RPO looks, everything is always geared to giving Miro the option to take off and use his legs, create space for him to improvise with his legs. So I think that plays to our defense's advantage when you're putting pressure, when you're allowing your offense when your offense can put pressure on the opposing team's defense like that. And that's going to be a problem for Georgia. I'm telling you, Georgia containment, they had containment issues last year. They started off strong containing Milroe, but then, towards the end of the game, as everything got tight, they lost containment a few times, and that's what allowed Alabama to win that SEC championship against Georgia last year. The defense plays steady. Carson Beck is not a game changer. He is not a game changer. He's not elite. So, and this defense, this vision coverage is going to keep, I believe, as the young guys, especially with the young guys, our secondary guys getting more reps, seeing more mistakes that they're making, in early season gameplay, live reps against other opponents, speed that you're not able to gauge because you're seeing it every day. You're not familiar with it. Different moves you're not familiar with. You're having to play, stay disciplined, technically sound with your technique, your mechanics. I think that's helping the defense. That's helped them these first 3 weeks. And for a team like Georgia, a lot of these players are familiar with these players. A lot of these players on both of these rosters are familiar with each other. So this kind of, it puts us in an advantage schematically on the defensive side. This swarm defense it'll be I think Kane Womack's mindset coming into this game is aggressiveness, starting off fast. The way that the defense started off last game was pretty fast. The long drive to holding the 3 points, that's a strong start. I don't care what anybody says. 4-minute drive, holding the 3 points. You force a 53-yard field goal. So you can't ask for anything better. Zach, last statement before we open up the phone lines for the rest of the community, bro.
Yep. And going to the Wisconsin game, a lot of people are penalizing Alabama because Van Dyke got hurt. Well, Van Dyke should have never been the starting quarterback to begin with. Locke should have been the starting quarterback from the jump. I agree with you there. And so it's penalizing Alabama because, yes, technically he was the backup. And a lot of people ain't giving Alabama credit, and a lot of people are prosecuting us for struggling against South Florida. But South Florida brings a scheme that gives Alabama trouble, and I mean, we'll have to face it again with Tennessee, but I believe because we played South Florida early, it gives us an advantage because we can go in and look at that film and learn from our mistakes. And also, I think our offensive line will be better prepared because we was kind of shuffling players in the South Florida game, and which was one reason why we struggled. But with the offensive line that we have in place now, Biden injuries, I think we'll be more prepared for that game later on in the season. And I believe this offensive line is going to give Georgia's defensive line fits because Georgia's defensive line hasn't played any, hasn't went up against the offense like ours. And they probably won't go up against another offense like ours unless they play Missouri, and I can't remember if they play Missouri this year or not. So I think we have Georgia where we want, you know. And going back, if you go back to the regular season, talking about the regular season, we have beaten Georgia by double digits in every year we played them in the regular season. The only time the games have been close have been in SEC championship and national championship games. But in the regular season, Bama just blows them out. You know, so I think, and that's what the Nick Saban style offense, you know, but with this style of offense, we're a lot more explosive now than we was with Nick Saban, I believe. And so this style of offense sets up for us to just blow Georgia out of the water if we're able to execute.
Okay. 100%, Zach. 100%. Great analysis today, man. You really been you've been really been looking forward to this game, and I know it's good to finally dive in and talk about it now that it's relevant. I'm gonna tell you this though, there is no comparison to any team that Alabama, that Georgia or Alabama has played, either team right now, as far as skill set. But what I will say is this: what we have had a privilege, have had opportunity to have that Georgia hasn't. We've been in unfamiliarity since the kickoff. We nothing familiar as far as operating as an Alabama Crimson Tide traditionally before this season's kickoff. We've done none of that. We've done none of it. Everything we've done is different. It's different. It's unfamiliar to us. That's why you see so many people complaining about the effectiveness and the efficiency of it right now. They're not understanding that this isn't a system that's been implemented for years. This is 7 months in the working right now. And we're getting this type of production and this type of success early on. So for that reason in itself, I feel like the defense, our style of play on the defensive side, right now, you're talking about progress, you're talking about effectiveness, Alabama has the edge. And for me, just with a lot of things that you were saying too, I give Alabama's defense the edge. I give Alabama the defense the edge. Even with personnel, I think we're like deeper defensive line and all of that stuff. So, Zach, appreciate you for calling in, man. We're gonna open up the phone line for the rest of the community. Anything you want to say to the family before I let you off the line, bro?
Roll Tide AAA family, and I'll see y'all at 10, please.
Yes, sir. Let's get it, man. Roll Tide, Zach.
Roll Tide.
Yes, sir. My boy Zach out here making it do what it do, man. Hey, listen, y'all. I was looking at a stat just now. That's why I was kind of I was letting Zach go on because he was just saying things that made me, go and want to look some things up. There's a stat. Alabama this season, first drive average. The first drive for Alabama on defense when we start our first drive, the average time of possession for the opponent is 6 minutes. Guess what the average time of possession for Georgia on their first drive of the game is? 5 minutes and 12 seconds. So we're basically, if we can keep them on the norm, we've only given up 3 points on the first drive this season. If we can continue, and this is all hypotheticals. I want y'all to think about this on a different level before we answer the next phone call. This is all hypotheticals, right? If we can have the same type of first drive with this team against Georgia, if we come out and we have the same type of effectiveness, the same type of execution, you're giving a little bit, but you're also you're taking a little, but you're giving just as much, right? I think we're going to have success. I don't think Georgia has explosive playmaking ability to really put us in stressful situations. Now we get behind. I don't want to see us try to play from behind with them because I feel like they have the capability to hold the ball, hold the time of possession a little bit longer. But I think right now, defensively, we have the capability to get them off to a quote-unquote slow start. And what will be a normal start for us? Keep them off the board on the first drive. Keep them off the board on the first drive. Put our offense in position to kind of move the ball, set momentum. If they give up scores if their defense gives up a score to our offense, I think Nick Sheridan comes in with a more deliberate attack to attack this defense because I don't think Kirby's going to play too much contain. I think he's probably going to try the aggressive approach early on to see how effective Milroe's timing and his ability to get the ball out is. So I think he'll commit some extra resources to disrupt Milroe behind the line of scrimmage. So we got another phone call on the line. We got 512 on the line. Say your name and put me in the game, Coach.
Uncle Dave, let me in the game, Coach.
Yo, Uncle Jay, what's up, man? You in the game? Talk to me, man.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. I'm excited. I'm excited for more reason than one, man. I'm back in the game as far as my my membership on the channel.
Yeah,
that's exciting. And then I'm excited about Georgia kicking off. This game with Georgia. I'm looking for Alabama to roll on them. I mean, I really am. I went back and watched the full highlights on that Georgia game as well as, watching our full highlights, and I've watched them both a couple of times. And I don't think that Georgia is going to be able to handle us, especially the way they played against Kentucky. Not taking anything from Kentucky, but Kentucky is definitely not Alabama, okay? I'm saying that they're okay. I'm not saying that Kentucky is a good team, but they okay. But like I said, I think this is going to be a rollover as far as us. I think we'll score 40 points or better, and I don't think that Georgia will do a whole lot of scoring against us. I mean, Carson Beck is a good quarterback, but he doesn't have the receivers he had last year. Okay. They got a team that's played together for a while, but they haven't seen this offense that Coach DeBoer is going to throw out there at them. And they didn't see everything. I know they went back and watched those 3 weeks of play, but they didn't see everything that we're going to have coming at them next Saturday.
I think the main difference here is not necessarily trying to say that, because Kirby's seen a lot of offenses, right? He's seen a lot of offenses. We've seen similar, like I said, it's not that Coach Kalen DeBoer's system is so different from anybody's. It's just the style of play calling that is different. And we're seeing Nick Sheridan's identity starting to come out. And one thing that I do appreciate with Sheridan, every week I've seen him resort back to the run game a lot faster than trying to force the passing game. Given the offense, because if your quarterback is saying he's identifying the opportunities that you're seeing, especially when you're one-on-ones like against USF, like against Western Kentucky. You saw how successful it was against Western Kentucky, but then USF, they had 3 transfer DBs who previously played Big 12 and SEC. So you look at the talent there. Our receivers didn't do a good job of creating separation against USF. But then you look at Wisconsin game, and Jalen was way more deliberate with his opportunities being picked because of how they played it. So if Kirby wants to play a more aggressive style, I think for his defense, it puts them in more conflict. As we talk defense, it puts them in more conflict. Their safeties, Malachi Starks is your All-American, but outside of that, you got young KJ Bolden up there on the out there. You got the guy that Jermaine Burton was tearing up last year. He's still out there starting. I think his name Tyreek Smith or whichever, number 6, their DB number 6. And then they have some rotational guys. I think Jackson is Dan Jackson is one of their safeties that they rotate in a lot. He's a liability. That man, he holds so much. He was holding Kentucky receivers like there's no tomorrow. And I like my chances with a CJ Dupree, Josh Cuevas, or Robbie Oots, or Danny Lewis, or Kendrick Law, Emmanuel Henderson, or Ryan Williams against him. If they're gonna walk him down in the slot like he was doing against Kentucky, playing in that overhang area, I think that's where we're gonna expose them. And then their front, man, I don't. Our O-line healthy, I think we can hold up. I know we'll be able to hold up against 3 or 4 man. 5-man pressures, 5-man pressures is where I think we'll be tested, but that'll be on Miro to adjust. He's got to expect a leak to happen somewhere in 5-man pressures. It's just going to happen. Your O-line is going to buy you a half a step, maybe a full step, but you got to be able to react to that a lot sooner. Extend the pocket, step up, extend, press the line of scrimmage. Whatever you're going to do to be deliberate, you just have to be deliberate. But this defense will have ability to collapse the pocket. So we'll see. We'll see how it turns out.
Well, I think we're going to see. I definitely think he's going to be aggressive toward us. But like I said, I'm not saying that our offense is something nobody's ever seen. When I say that, he's not looking at the same as he has in previous years. I'm just saying that these guys are progressing each week, okay? And I like our offensive line, and I think they're going to be even better against them. And I think that's one thing that they probably coming in this game thinking that they can beat our offensive line because of what they saw, 2 weeks ago, okay? And that's not happening. I mean, last week was a much better, and this week is going to be even better. I always say this, every week we're going to get a little better.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to it. This game right here more than anything, just like I said, it's going to be the unexpected to them because they're going to see something that they didn't see in the last 3 weeks. Trust me, they're going to see something that they didn't see in the last 3 weeks. And I think our defense has been playing really pretty good. And I don't think Carson Beck is still he's got some good, decent receivers, but they're not McConkey and the kid that played tight end. What's his name? Bowers. He don't have them anymore, and that's going to make a difference right there. I'm looking forward to this game, man. And I mean, unfortunately, it's looking like I may not be there. I'm praying that I do, but my nephew, the situation with my nephew.
Right.
But anyway, so we just waiting to see what's going to happen there. But anyway, man, I'm going to be watching it no matter what. And I still want my shirt. If I don't make it there. So just y'all keep praying for me, man. Pray for my family. You know what I'm saying? My YouTube channels are going to go up within the next couple of days. I'll be letting y'all know when they do. I've already dropped, I've already got some videos lined up to drop. But anyway, I just wanted to say that I'm fired up about this game, man. I can't wait to see Alabama kick off in Georgia. That's what makes me happy. Georgia, Texas, Tennessee, Auburn, I despise all of them. So anyway, that's all I gotta say, man. I mean, I'm fired up. I'm ready, and I know that we're gonna take this game, and I know we're gonna win big. We're gonna win big. Trust me, we're gonna win big. It's gonna be 40 or better. As far as the score, our score, gonna be 40 or better.
100%, Uncle Jay. I feel that. Well, appreciate you for calling in, man. And as always, man, Roll Tide. It's all love on this side, man.
Hey, you see, I'm back in, man. I'm happy.
I seen it, man. You seen I put it up there when I see your comment. I had put it on the screen.
I'm happy, man. Yeah, I'm happy.
That's
all
what's
right,
up.
brother.
All right. I'll talk to you later, Unc.
Love you, nephew. Roll Tide, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, man. For y'all that didn't know, Uncle Jay, he's starting his YouTube channel. He had been hitting me up for a while to try to help him get it set up. He's doing a travel channel, just doing like little videos, talking about places to travel, sightseeing, all this type of stuff. So we're going to definitely be promoting that once he get it all set up. People, you know, I guess we inspiring people to do their thing, man, and I'm excited to be a part of that. And he's definitely doing his thing. And y'all know, keep his nephew in your prayers, man. Uncle Jay, his nephew has been in the hospital. This is the second time in the past month or so, recently that we've had notification of. So we're definitely keeping him and his family in our prayers, y'all. Y'all make sure y'all love on each other, man, every day. Not to put a damper on the show, but I found out yesterday that I lost a really good friend of mine. Streamer buddy. Never met him in person. Like, I haven't met a lot of you that are close to me. Never met him in person, but in this content creation world, man, you're gonna meet people because you share similar interests, right? Gaming, that's a similar interest. That's something that a lot of people kind of relate and can come together and congregate amongst, right? But this gentleman, Jouet, man, we developed a relationship. It was a nice crew of guys, and yesterday he lost his life yesterday, not yesterday, over the weekend. We just found out last night. If you all tuned into my kick stream, you kind of saw the energy, and I'm not even gonna lie, it's been bothering me, and I'm not letting it affect this moment, today's, but it's something that I think about. 33 years old, had some health issues, had a major accident, had been paralyzed, and you know, don't know the details of it, but the report was, you know, he lost his life. I don't know the details of how he lost his life, but I just want y'all to keep his family in prayers. Jouet Gaming Live is his handle on YouTube. I mean, on Facebook, but also on YouTube. You could, if you put in Jouet Gaming, you'll see all of the type of impact he was having. Just a great energy, great spirit. Funny, energetic, always positive, and you know, for him to lose his life, man, it was definitely a sad one. It hit our gaming community heavy. So prayers up, man, for anybody that's dealing with loss or heartache right now during this time. We definitely want to keep you in our prayers. But want to see, we got 2 phone calls. Let's look at this schedule again. I keep having to check the schedule, y'all. We got we're talking defensive breakdown till 10:25, so we still got time. No, we're past our time. We're past our time. So we got 706. I'm gonna let you on the line, 706. Let's get you on. Let's see.
From
Ray, put me in the game, coach.
Yo, Ray, you in the game, man. Talk to me, man. You on the line.
Hey, well, Smook, first off, I'd like to send condolences to you, to your friend and the family of your friend.
For sure, man.
He rests in peace. And then at this point, you just pray that the family is able to recover. Okay. Because
Facts.
I know what it's like to lose someone that's close to you. Okay. So, but yeah, I was just listening to what you were talking about with the defenses and everything else. And then what impresses me the most about how Bama's able to, at first I wasn't a big fan of the bend but don't break.
Yeah.
But it is reliable in the sense that we are able to get the turnovers that we need, because we do get the turnovers. And, you know, last year we were just waiting for turnovers to occur. That never happened. But this time we're almost guaranteed to get some turnovers for the most part. I think we got turnovers out of 2 out of the 3 games, right?
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, even
Right.
And so that's why I don't know if you was watching when I made that face at Jarvis's comment, saying that he want to see more turnovers. We have 0 pick sixes. Yeah. Well, I could care less about 0 pick sixes when you've only given up 16 total points or 26 total points in 3 games. Well, a shutout, you hold another team to 3 points, and the game you give up 13 points. One is a fluke play. Like, for real, USF, that play was fluke. Busted coverage from a young player. You take advantage of it, whoop-de-freaking do. But 26 points, you forced 4 fumbles. You've recovered 3 of those this season. You've got 3 total interceptions already on the season. You've dropped 7, right? You've dropped 6 or 7 interceptions. Keon Sabb alone should have 5 or 6, you know. So
Right.
I
Bob
think
dropped one last week.
right, man.
That was
So
one that he should have had.
and then who was the defensive lineman? Was it Jordan Renard that could have had one on the tip up at the line? We had a couple
Yeah,
D line tips that could have been picked. So I don't know, Jarvis.
right.
Maybe you not watching. Opportunities for
Campbell
turnovers
dropped
have been
one.
created.
Yeah, Campbell dropped one. Lawson dropped one in South Florida. Remember that? Those were two that could have been ran for pick sixes, to be honest with you.
Right.
And the fact that they were in perfect position, yeah. So I think that I know the turnovers are coming. And the one thing that I do notice when it comes to what do you think about this, Smook? As far as division coverage, right?
Yeah.
With vision coverage, we're not supposed to let people get behind us, right? So I noticed a couple of weeks that has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Is that just, do you think that the youngins or the younger players are falling for, are they running like stop and go routes that are causing us to peek into the backfield a little bit more than what we should, and then we lose a few steps because of that? Or what's going on?
More so, I think it's more so of these guys getting settled in. These guys just getting settled in. I'm starting to see quicker reactions. But you also got to think too. Western Kentucky, their offensive schematics. They went away from what we studied for them last year. They didn't have the capability to even execute like they remotely wanted to. And you saw the quarterback change. Then you saw us have to go back to adjust what we thought they were going to do, right? And we saw the early struggles with adjusting to that. USF, we came out, we had the perfect game plan for their defense. The quarterback run, I think the speed of that, the speed of that caught us off guard initially, but the adjustments that were made once we got settled in, we saw the effectiveness of that. But Wisconsin game was more so, I think we actually started the Wisconsin game off perfect. And if defensively, I think we did a great job adjusting throughout the drives without having to switch out personnel, or switching out the type of personnel grouping we put on the field. We stayed in our base, 3-4 nickel, 4-2-5 look. We stayed in that personnel grouping that whole first drive, and we held them to 3 points and forced a 53-yard field goal. If you're forcing a 53-yard field goal, I want the chat to understand this. If my defense is forcing a 53, you're doing your job.
Yeah.
You're doing your job, not giving up a red zone visit. Like every game before that, USF got in the red zone. We forced them, out of it. And I think that was USF. At Western Kentucky, they got in the red zone first drive, and they missed the field goal. And then we just ran away from it. USF got in the red zone. We forced the field goal. They ended up scoring on their first drive in the red zone. Then we forced field goal. Yeah. Now Wisconsin, we didn't give up no touchdowns in the red zone. So their passing that touchdown came right outside the red zone. So our red zone defense is showing to be awesome. And Georgia's red zone defense, honestly, they haven't been tested.
Been challenged. They haven't been challenged because Milroe present a difficult problem. So this is the next question I got to ask you, Smook, about how you think Georgia's going to defend Milroe. You think they're going to put two spies on them? Because if they do that, then we could easily move a guy like Ryan Williams in the slot and then send him out in the direction of those spies and cross the face of those spies, which is going to put them in a precarious situation because they don't know, okay, should I cover him here knowing Milroe is back there? Because then once Milroe steps up, they're going to move towards him, and then Milroe can hit a streaking Ryan Williams from behind. Because it's going to be hard to double cover a person in the slot, right?
I don't even think that, Ray. I don't even think you try to attack it with the passing game. I think
I'm just saying.
No, I'm saying to initially expose if they're going to do that, if you want to find out if that's what they're truly going to do. When you got two linebacker spies, they can't lean towards the line of scrimmage to run gap fit, right?
Right.
So you know what you do? True. You give you run the ball at them. You run the ball at them. Yeah. Everybody talking about they don't like the quarterback run game. This is why they're getting Milroe used to doing it, because every snap, I can guarantee you 8 out of 10 snaps, the first 10 snaps, we're going to see some type of action where Milroe, we should. I'm not going to say we guarantee. We should see some type of action where Milroe is a run threat based off the post snap action. The post snap action, If Miro is not a
Yeah.
run threat, we will not get those linebackers out of that double spy because they can't. You can't press the line of scrimmage when you're in spy. You press the line of
Yeah.
scrimmage, but you know what that does when you have the run actions in the backfield? It freezes the linebackers and it allows your interior guys, your guards like Jaden Roberts and Tyler Booker, right? If they don't have a eye look or a head up look, they could chip outside, pass it off to the tackles, and climb to the second level up against those smaller linebackers who are waiting and trying to contain the quarterback. That's what Ole Miss did to us when we tried to contain Jackson Dart with two linebackers. Trez Marshall and Deontay Lawson could not get off. We was like, why do they keep getting washed up? Why do they keep getting caught up? Because they're being told to contain. We're trying to allow our perimeter guys get pressure, close the pocket, collapse the pocket. We're trying to have our defensive linemen hold up gaps, and we want our linebackers to be able to take on whatever else is behind it and support it. You can't do that like that when you have a team that's going to run the interior run game. Alabama needs to attack the interior run game, especially with Georgia's defense being their interior run game defense being their weakness right now.
Yeah, it really is, because I was just saying if they decided to pass, and then they should be able to. I'm in agreement with you as far as them running the ball, but yeah, I agree with that. And then I'm just saying, if we decided to pass, and then we could streak a guy across their face, and then we could do like some rollouts of legs, and then And then
I don't want people to get hyped. I don't want to get people to get hyped to think that we're going to just air it out, to air it out against Georgia. I want people to understand we're going to this game early on. I'm willing to bet this, man. I'm willing to bet that this game, the first deep touchdown pass, we're going to see some passes completed. We're going to see big plays, but Georgia's speed on the back end is what helps them look like they're good. They may get beaten, but they will recover. They will recover, and you need perfect passes or they will capitalize. They will undercut a short throw. The only DB that I really think we're going to be able to take like full advantage of and just have our way with in the wrong way, in the wrongest way possible, is that number 6, man. Everett. Yes, that boy is.
We talked about him last year.
I mean, you saw what Burton did to him last year, and I think we have just as good, if not better, route runners than Burton. And I'm thinking like 5 deep: Emmanuel Henderson, Kobe Prentice, Kendrick Law.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about route technicians. Ryan Williams is a technician. You seen Ryan Williams delayed square release when he stemmed up on the seam and then broke off to the corner, like those type of routes. Jeremy Bernard, his C corner route. His C corner route was so nasty. That's why the ball placement, that's why he was able to highlight the ball placement, because he created that space for it to be placed there. So the more we see these guys develop, exactly like you said, that QB spy game, that double spy, you're not dealing with the same type of quarterback. So if that's something that they commit to, I think it's it puts them at disadvantage more. So Georgia right now, they have a better chance of defending our offense if they go man, one high man. They have the athletes. You can go 50-50 ball all day, if defending the pass game. Their priority should be defending the run game because they have not done a great job doing it.
So you probably think that they'll just keep one spy on their roll vice too.
I would. Kirby can't look at his defensive line at the depth of that defensive line and say that he has enough guys to rotate to play a 2 QB contain look and get pressure with the 3 down linemen. You don't have enough linemen to get consistent. It might look good the first 2 or 3 drives. It might look good. You might give up some trouble, but that last 4 minutes of the second quarter, then the first 4 minutes of the third quarter,
we're gonna wear
them. And then the last 8 minutes the last 4 minutes of the third quarter, when teams have opportunity to really flip momentum, those defensive linemen don't let us be averaging 8-9 plays a drive.
Oh yeah, they're going to be gasping for air because their depth isn't the same as it was in the past. But they're still a good team, but they just haven't been tested.
Right.
And then I just think on our side on defense, Georgia really doesn't pose any threats to us offensively. Now they do got playmakers and they got speed.
They do.
But the way they scheme things open, and we know Beck's not a mobile guy. I mean, he's mobile if he can get out there, but he's no Miller, of course. So, and then there's no Brock Bowers is walking through that door either. They got Oscar Delp, which is a good guy though, but he's no Bowers because he's not nearly the blocker that Bowers was. right? So,
And you remember we talked about that, Ray? A lot of people, I
Yeah.
told in the receiving game, a lot of people were giving me crap saying that he ain't Bowers. I think when it comes to the receiving part of the game, he's every bit of what you got from Bowers. When it came to the receiving game, he's every bit of what you get from Bowers. But as far as being a complete tight end that's going to block and do all the small things that matter, that really affect, like CJ Dupree, he's getting a lot of draft stock. He's building his draft stock real good right now. With his run blocking, but also the big catches. Every catch that CJ Dupree has had at Alabama has resulted in the first down.
Yeah.
Every catch, even third and 4, third and 17, third and 11. Every catch he's had at Alabama since last year has resulted in the first down. This guy's a possession tight end that can get down in the pass scale. So Georgia's gonna have to defend that, man. I don't know, man. I like Georgia's personnel. Let's say this. I like Georgia's, the first 16 guys you see off of Georgia's defense, off of Georgia's bench for defense. I like them. I think they're talented, very talented. But after that, there's a drop off.
I think number 17, that free safety or the strong safety or the rover, number 17.
Yeah.
I think he's a liability.
He's definitely a liability. Definitely a liability. That's why when you see him in the game is on those four wide sets and you see him being exposed. You'll see Georgia go base formation. They'll keep 5 DBs out there. They'll keep 5 DBs out there against 4 wide sets because of that liability. And you do that against Bama, your one high better be very good. Your one
run off nickel coverage.
Yeah, but your one high better be very good because he got to be able to run. He's the only support. He's your only run support, and he's your only over the top help in those one-on-ones across the board.
Well, then that's going to be Starks as the one high. Then, don't you think? If they were smart, they would probably keep Starks back there as your one high. Because if he tries to play downhill, then and then we decide that we go off play action, it's going to be a long night for him.
Hey, Bama fan 95. Bama fan 95. He said Delp ain't no Bowers, and you can't tell me that he is with a straight face. I can tell you this: if being a tight end only required running routes and catching the ball and making plays after the catch, Brock Bowers and Delp, you put on the same number and the jersey. Without a name, they look like the doggone same player.
Right.
Literally.
Right.
I play the same, same effectiveness,
He's
same
just
athletic.
not a better blocker.
He's not a good blocker. Nobody said he was Bowers. I said in the passing game, if you put them in pass routes, to me, he's a smoother route runner than Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is just so strong and deceptively fast, man. And Brock Bowers had a slick vert. Brock Bowers had a slick vert. Oscar Delp is a basketball player too, just like Brock Bowers was. Both of these guys super athletic. Yeah. Super athletic. Oh, yeah. Both of y'all sleep. I like talking football with some of these folk, man.
Yeah.
They don't pose a threat like Bowers did. Y'all sick, man. Y'all sick. This will be the game because I hope there's not a coach on the staff, especially on this defensive staff, that looks at Oscar Delp and be like, we don't have to give him Brock-like attention when they drop back the pass. You lost your mind.
Well,
he'll eat Red Morgan up and Devontae Smith up all day. He will route them up. I guarantee you we won't lead them 2 1-on-1 with Delp. I guarantee it.
We're gonna have to do something with him then. Take him away, bracket him.
Mm-hmm.
Then I guess we can bracket him and do that, and then just have Beck look somewhere else.
All y'all sleeping. So. David, all y'all. I'm disagreeing with all y'all on this one. Go watch the film. Delp don't benefit from having a number 1 and number 2 receiver established with number 1 and number 2 receiver out there with him either.
Yeah. Who on their outside?
Man, they got Blaylock. They got Smith. Smith has been off this year. I don't know what's going on with him, but they got another young guy. I want to say Bird is the other kid's name. They got a few young guys that if they can get rolling, they're gonna be nasty. Yeah. Georgia's gonna be in trouble though, man, quarterback wise.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of SEC defenses that's like really stacking up talent, bro. And schematically, they're becoming efficient and they're starting in the trenches. And Georgia's O-line struggled heavily against Kentucky front, and Kentucky front is not deep with talent. Their first 4, they're good. But after that, I was looking at this the Georgia Kentucky game, right? I look at Kentucky's front. They were comfortable with rotating 6-7 guys in their front. and they were getting the same effectiveness. Now the sad thing is, you go to their 6th and 7th guy, they're not even your 11th or 12th guy on the Georgia or Alabama roster, and they were doing your offensive line like that, especially and a lot of it had to do with Rutledge going down. A lot of
I was just getting ready to mention that.
Yep,
Right.
but also your tight end, Delp. Like I said, that's the only flaw I've seen with him. Him blocking is non-existent. He's the worst, man. No physicality in the blocking game. He'll run you over after he catch the ball. He'll finesse you, whatever. But when it comes to blocking, you're 6'5", 250, 255.
You should be the best blocker out there.
Right, and athletic. Dude is athletic.
Right.
So
he must have been one of those guys that converted to a tight end from a wide receiver out of high school, and then maybe that's the byproduct of what you see now.
I think so. Because he was a wide receiver in high school for the most part of his career. And Davin Jones says Delp got 3 catches for 25 yards this year. Come on, Smook. What part of Georgia's offense has been explosive, Davin? Compared to nothing. So you that's irrelevant.
No.
That's an irrelevent point.
Nobody
on Georgia's offense is explosive in the pass game right now. So that's irrelevant. Carson Beck doesn't even have the offensive line. I mean the running back support he had last year. He had 4 running backs he was handing the ball off to last year before Brunson got hurt. Right. So that's irrelevant.
And now he got what, Mitchell?
Y'all on that Bowers dick. And y'all need to get off this. That he was like when he went down last year. You see, this is my case in point. When Bowers went down last year, when Delp stepped in, he literally did the exact same production. He was targeted 8 times the first game he got in. He caught 7 out of 8 targets. Go check the game when Bowers got hurt last year.
Torched Ole Miss.
Yeah, he torched him. Torched him.
Yeah.
But guess what else he had in the backfield? He had other options that Beck was handing off to 30, 40 times. This was their first game with ATM back. You don't think Beck utilized the doggone quick slant bubble screen? They don't have a Lad McConkey this year, a deceptive route runner out there on the perimeter, open it up for the tight end. If anybody watched film from Georgia's offense last year when Bowers went down, they knew Delp was going to be a problem. And you could see teams, they're not letting him just roam free. They don't let him just get up.
Well, I do know that they're going to have to game plan for the transfer from Vanderbilt, right? The slot guy that took over for McConkey, the slot Humphreys, I think that's his name, Humphreys, the slot guy number 16.
You said what now, bro?
Oh, I was saying they got a slot guy that got some deceptive speed that transfer from Vanderbilt, Humphreys, number 16.
Yeah, that's the one. I thought he was a freshman.
Yeah.
I thought he was a freshman.
I just know he transferred from Vanderbilt. So, because I remember there was a game last year where he was giving them problems. He was giving Georgia problems. Remember when Vanderbilt almost took Georgia to the wire last year? And that was the game that Byers got. You know? So,
yeah. And this is a point that I want to argue against too, Dino. You saying Delp won't take over a game like Bowers did in the second half against Auburn. The thing is, Auburn committed to trying to get pressure on Beck. That's why they were having success. Beck finally started looking across the middle of the field or looking to his check down and getting to Brock Bowers. I put Delp in. He showed it last year. Like, I don't get what you're saying. He showed it last year. Open field, he breaking tackles, running people over, dragging people. He did the same. Delp could have wore number. What number was Brock Bowers in college? Numbers
19.
19. Delp could have wore number 19 for the 2 games that Brock Bowers was out, and nobody would have batted out because they would have thought Brock Bowers was out there. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers.
He's got good hands.
I mean, literally, if it was just the pass plays, I got to make that known. Brock Bowers. I give Brock Bowers his credit, not even for what he did in the pass game. It was how crazy he was in the run game, the blocking game, bro. To be able to go out there, run you a 15-yard stemmed corner, 15 stem corner, or run you a post or run you over a deep crosser, and then come back and go catch that ball, be down at the 3-yard line, and line right back up, and they run to your side. You lead blocking. You're clearing out outside linebackers. You're giving good seals on defensive ends, big ends.
Yeah, they missed that.
Yeah, they
They're
do.
gonna miss
Delp don't
Right.
understand that. That's what make Brock Bowers so effective. Because when he line up, you don't know if he coming to blow your head up or take their top off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what Delp got to understand. I think another year, and to be honest, Brock Bowers had that problem his sophomore year. He had that same problem his sophomore year. Everybody's talking about his ineffectiveness and blocking, and then one day he just turned it on. One game he just turned it on, and then became this complete tight end. So
Yeah. That's what Delp got to work on though. But I think that we can limit Georgia though, because they have limitations offensively. They're just not an explosive offense. And then I just think we have that.
They don't have near amount of weapons. Dino talking about some I'm riding Delp hard. No, I think you're just not acknowledging what the young man is capable of. You're discounting what he's doing, and he's on the same track Bowers was. Bowers came in. You remember how loaded they were a receiver before the transfer portal when Bowers came in, and then he had two. Bro, he had 2 or 3 games where he was like the 4th receiving option, and everybody was like, "Why is this tight end keep getting open? Why is this tight end keep getting open?" Man, and then what Georgia do? They turn around. He was playing when Darnell Washington was there. You put him and Darnell on the field. Who you scheming to cover first? If Darnell Washington and Brock Bowers on the field.
Yeah,
6'7" Darnell Washington, 6'7", 270 Darnell Washington. That's who I'm scheming to try to shut down. So of course Brock Bowers gonna benefit from it. Y'all can miss me with it.
Right.
He was benefited from timing. That's what he benefited from.
Yeah.
And
freshman year, didn't they have Adonai Mitchell and George Pickens as the wideout in 2021 when they first won the
man? Look, don't start naming facts for fans that don't really watch the game. Don't start naming facts. Don't start naming like players who actually you had to watch on that team before Brock Bowers became relevant. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. So
but this time, though,
and the draft don't say nothing either, because Jalen Hurts was drafted in the 2nd round, and he done went to the Super Bowl and had better stats than 4 or 5 quarterbacks that was drafted ahead of him. So that don't mean nothing, Dino. Get off that media intel and actually start learning some football, boy. Learning some football. Look at. I get tired of it, bro. I be supposed to be trying it, bro. And it don't be personal. It just be like, man, what? How can you not see these things? Like, me as a Bama fan, y'all know I can't stand Georgia. I look across that field. This will be the game that Oscar Delp go off because of fans like this. If our fans have a mindset that Delp can't put out like Bowers can, he don't have the same type of capability, or he's not that type of player. Man, you crazy. Let Beck get a couple balls to him early in the passing game. Watch how he gets started up.
I think Walmart got a game plan for him.
You got to. Walmart could be a fool to act like he can't. He doesn't have to commit Jahad Campbell or Lawson or Smitty as a resource to bracket and keep an underneath look on Delp. That big body catches enough passes across the middle. Your DBs get tired of hitting them big bodies.
Yeah, it will wear down on them. So
and you ain't got no real deep threat right now either. Sure. This will be the game. This will be the game to attack some vision coverage with your big body tight ends and running backs out the backfield.
I expect Georgia to do a lot of dink and dump because we're going to just play a lot of, vision coverage, right? 2 deep.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, a lot of cover 2.
Yeah.
And we'll just see.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see and then bracket him the way that you would bracket Bowers as far as Delp.
Hey, Ray, last thing before I let you off the line. J. Cole coming, he said Georgia going to beat Alabama once again, roll tide. Once again.
Georgia going to beat Alabama once again.
Once again.
They haven't won in 3 years.
Once again, though, like y'all won in 6 right now versus Bama?
Yeah.
In the last 7 games? Once again.
That's a ridiculous take. Oh, Lord.
For somebody to be so dominant, for a team to be so dominant, I would never go to the a team that I'm trying to talk trash to, and the last 7 times I showed up to play against you, you whoop me. I'm not coming. Yeah. I'm coming in your house and I'm locked in. I ain't saying nothing. I showed up to play. I ain't talking to after.
Let me say this, Smook, before I let you go. So I've been hearing all week after this narrow escape that Georgia had, everybody's talking about, well, Georgia's That's why Georgia's best team in the country. They know how to win any kind of way. Let Bama win that way. Watch them say, "Oh, the wheels are falling off." You know, I get tired of that crap. That's what I get tired of. Whenever Bama struggles, oh, they were out of their league. Oh, they're not ready. But Georgia, they get the benefit of the doubt. I don't know why, but who knows? I don't know. Frustrating.
Hey, I think I read that comment wrong. He said, I didn't mean to say that, bro. I meant Alabama going to beat you. Oh, okay, J. Cole. I was about to say, boy. I know I read it right. Georgia going to beat by. Oh, okay. I knew that's how Georgia going to beat by Bama. But it said Georgia going to beat by Bama once again. Like, yeah, my fault. Look, Dino, J. Cole, you came in typing too fast, bro. Yeah, look. Yeah, right, VP. What's up? But hey, because they already see, and you know what? We enjoyed the whole trolling Kentucky Georgia game, post game stuff. Yeah. But when I look at this game, man, I'm really looking at it now, and I'm like, Georgia is freaking in trouble. They're going to need guys like Oscar Delp, who is super athletic and create mismatches. You're going to need him to be able to get loose. Your run game, your interior offensive line is going to have to block. We're going to jump into offense talk here in about 8 minutes, y'all, after we come back from our infomercial break. But your defense has to be prepared, man, to play maybe 4 extra possessions this game, because Kentucky wasn't even moving the ball up and down the field on them, and Georgia was getting blown off the ball.
Georgia was getting blown off. The bright spot on their defensive end, number 11, Walker.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Yeah. Walker played one heck of a game for him, so I give him credit for that. But then getting back on the offensive line, though, we can target the guy that's taking over for Rutledge. We got to put So you think that we'll go very heavy in our package with maybe a heavy Bandit and a heavy Wolf instead of starting Quindarius? Maybe Quay might get some time early on.
Well, Quay gonna be coming back from injury, so I think they're gonna really balance it out with that rotation. I think early on, if they come out in those 13 personnels, man, I think
22.
I don't think they're gonna come out in the 2 back sets. I don't see it. I think they'll come out in 13. They don't have the talent depth at tight end again, which is also another reason why I think Oscar Delp is not benefiting from like Brock Bowers. You saw a lot of 2 tight end sets from Georgia over the years because they had uber athletic tight ends. They had a roster full of tight ends. So you don't see that a lot this year. They have more speed at wide receiver, just not proven guys. Somebody put their stats in the chat earlier. These aren't bad passing stats. They're just not explosive passing stats. And you're looking at the amount of attempts that Carson Beck has taken. I think our defense will have to be disciplined on the back end. Play action. So. But as far as effectiveness, Carson Beck's arm doesn't scare me. Last year we dropped three interceptions in that game. Last year. I haven't seen anything totally different that's going to make me believe that he's getting better. And then because we don't do all this window dressing stuff on defense, I think our defense is responding to that. So to end the conversation on defense and the kind of transition, I give Alabama's defense the edge. On paper, talent, you can't separate them. You can't separate the talent on paper. Georgia's defense on paper is not better than Bama's defense on paper. And then statistically, they have a few favorable matchups that allow their stats to look similar. But when you break it down, you're talking about bracketing, keeping things within the numbers wise, keeping them within that 10 margin to say that we're close in production. Alabama is mirroring the quote unquote best defense in the SEC. So
it really is.
So to the defense of that, I give the edge to Bama. But Ray, anything you want to say before I let you off the line, bro?
There's 2 words: Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, baby. I'm feeling it, man. Roll Tide, Ray. Right. Appreciate you for calling in, my guy.
All right, Smook. Keep doing what you do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Roll Tide, y'all. Hey, so Shout out to Ray for calling in. Listen, we're gonna go on our first break. We're going on our first break. We really missed our first break, but our conversations was good. Comments are good, man. And y'all keep running them up, man. I love debate. I know we love debate over here. Dino talking about ain't better in no aspect of the game. Not compared to last year. Snap. But appreciate y'all for hanging out. Let's go to our first break, y'all. When we come back, hopefully I won't be choking. Pause. But when we come back, we're gonna get back into the conversation. We're gonna talk offense. I'm gonna bring up the offense numbers. This is gonna be more. We're gonna look at those numbers. We'll break it down. We'll go Georgia numbers, then we'll look at Alabama numbers. Kind of talk about what I've observed watching Georgia. Shout out to the Big 50 in the chat on YouTube, man. Make sure y'all dropping likes. The 36 on Twitter. While we're live right now, take a moment. Just share the stream, man. Share the stream. Share it on all your major platforms, all your major socials. Let them know that we're live here on the Coast School Network talking Alabama, Georgia. Towards the end of the show, we're going to just talk some more college football, too. Other games this weekend. Oklahoma, Tennessee is one that I want to dive into. I got two content creator buddies that I can't wait to see go at it. Jason Watkins is one of them. He's probably my most favorite disliked Oklahoma content creator, only because he was talking trash about Bama one day, or he was talking trash to Bama because we said we gave Texas props. So for that reason, I want Oklahoma to do bad. It's nothing other than that. It's nothing about. I just want them to do bad because of Jason, my big brother Jason. So Oklahoma, you at RJ Young, and RJ Young don't piss me off. You keep talking about Bama. Shut the hell up, RJ. We ain't got nothing for you. You not even real SEC yet. You not even real SEC yet. Shocking on it. Yeah. At least spell it right the first time. It's not funny when you got to come back and retype it. Couldn't let that one go. Yeah, I could tell. You couldn't let it go, right? Yeah, I figured you couldn't let it go. Stay holding on to something, don't you, Dino? Tell the truth. You see how that backfired on you real quick? Yeah, couldn't let it go. Hold on to it then. Won't have me grabbing on nothing. YouTube notifications non-existent like usual. Goof. You know what? I think you need to change your notifications in your phone. It ain't no reach. You know what's a reach? Saying that Oscar Delp ain't as skilled as Brock Bowers in the past game. Go look at the stats from last year. Go look at the stats. Put Oscar Delp on the field with some of the guys that Brock Bowers was on the field, and you'll see. You like watching what's his name on ESPN too much with his BS evaluations and draft projections. You know what? The draft is so overrated now. Look at Bryce Young. Bryce Young didn't go to a team that fits his skill set. He went to a team that needed a boost. They needed some hype. They needed a rejuvenated sense around their organization. And now he's in the worst situation he could have possibly stepped into, going to Carolina. That's why the draft is overrated. There's no real skill evaluation done by these analysts that say where a kid should go, because they don't necessarily go there to fit that scheme. They're going to fill a roster spot. Oh, they lost a defensive end. This defensive end coming out of college could be a good could fill this spot. He's the best one, so he can go and be there because they need one, not because he's a good edge rusher and this is the type of scheme they run. Come on, man. It's sad. That's why I had to bring it up. Bryce is, man, the NFL draft, these people that do all these takes and stuff, it's overrated to me, man. It's overrated to me. When you do the live game simulation for Bama versus Georgia, if you need someone to play as them, holler at me. Brett, don't be getting over here throwing picks by Beck all night. But nah, I got a Georgia user I'm gonna be playing, man. He incognito. He been talking trash, so I'm gonna have to beat him. Have to do it to him. Please trade Bryce Young. I need Bryce to enter the portal. They got Porter in the NFL. Andy Dalton? Yeah, that's crazy, huh? But yeah, we're gonna be back after the break. We're gonna get into it. Talking offense, Georgia offense, Alabama offense for the Alabama-Georgia game. I'm gonna open up the phone lines after I give my little take on it. Once we get back, y'all, this is our long break. This is a halfway mark. Shout out to the co-sponsors of the stream. Everybody that super chatted, man, I thank you. My boy Kareem came through with the $5. Then Brett came through with 2 $4.99s. Then my boy Nick pulled up with a $20 super chat, man. Getting active out here, doing what we do, supporting the AAA family. Thank y'all for being here. I'm Coach Smook on the Coach Smook Network. Y'all know what time it is. Schedule at the bottom of the screen. Here we go, man. Y'all check out these infomercials. This is how you become a member of the AAA family. For all y'all rubberneckers out there that's trying to be in but ain't trying to be in, this is how you really be in. This is how you really be in. It don't matter. You ain't got to be no Bama fan. You could be a Georgia fan. You could be a closet Georgia fan. You could be a Fairweather fan. You could be part of the AAA community as a Fairweather fan. You might not enjoy your time there. You might want to keep that Fairweatherness hidden, but you can be a part of the community. And this is how you do it. Check it out.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family and earning your birth certificate, as we like to call it. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel. Did somebody say put me in the game? The time has finally come. Here at the Coach Smook Network, we are officially launching our first merchandise line. We will have a lineup of t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, sweatshirts, and hoodies available, with more items to come in the future. The way you can find these items is by simply going to the YouTube page, clicking on the links, and you will see the Coach Smook Network merchandise link below. Or during our live stream, type in the chat !merch, and you will see the link come up. And from that website, you can purchase all the variety of merchandise that we have available. Don't wait too long. Don't wait until it gets close to the end. Coach Smook Network is growing fast, and I'm glad to be a part of what we're building here. Thank you for your support, and go get your merch, man.
It's here. Authenticity above all. AAA family. Coach Smook. You know what it is.
Leandre Gota Tejus.
Yeah. Shout out to Diamond Sports Group, man, for supporting. I had to take the hat off for a little bit, y'all. Got a little hot. But we here this morning. We here. Let me turn this music up. Music ain't loud enough, is it? Can y'all hear the music good? Or is it just me? Y'all like that beat? I love that beat. For real. I really do. But nah, we get into this thing. Let's talk about the offense, man. Let's really get into it. I want to talk offense. I don't really think we need to break down our offense. I think everybody's seen Georgia offense struggle against Kentucky. We've talked about our defense. We've kind of dabbled in the conversation about the offense. Let's really get into it today. I'm going to go ahead and open the phone lines up. 334-625-1121. If you already called in the first half, let's give it a few minutes. Let's see if some new people want to call in and share their thoughts. Call in, say your name, and put me in the game, Coach. We'll get you right here on the show, here live, talking to your boy, your favorite coach, Coach Smook. Let me see. Make sure I got this routed the correct way. Oh yeah, channel 3. Mute to stream. There we go. Now I'll be able to hear it. All right, so phone line is open 334-625-1121. But as we get into it, I'm gonna bring up some numbers for y'all. I'm gonna read off some numbers for y'all, and I want y'all to go do y'all research. I want y'all to go do y'all research real quick, and I want y'all to think about these numbers. 49. 49. 49. Is this what I think? This can't be it. Yo, hold up. I got a question. I may be tripping because I know I wrote this down, and I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna screen share. I'm gonna show it real quick. Y'all answer me this. And I read that I know I was looking at these stats earlier. I want y'all to look at something real quick. So this is Georgia on the left. Is this how many yards they have total for the season, rushing yards? Somebody gonna pull this up on ESPN for me. Is this how many rushing yards they have total on the season compared to Alabama's total rushing on the season? Is that how I'm looking? Am I looking at that right? Am I looking at that right, chat? Y'all talk to me. Am I looking at that right or am I tripping? I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. Somebody go fact check me. How many total rushing yards does Georgia have for this season? I know the touchdown count is correct. Miro got like 5 rushing touchdowns himself already. Passing, 44-66 on passing. This is what I'm saying. When people talk about our passing game, I want y'all to check this out. And let's granted. All of these passes are by majority, and I mean like 90% of these passes are by Brock Bowers. 20 of these passes are by Ty Simpson. Right? I think Jalen Miro just hit 40 pass attempts this past game. I think he just hit 40 pass attempts, 41. Look at the efficiency. So yeah, that's crazy, right? That's crazy. So these are accurate numbers. Our offense is way more explosive than Georgia's offense. Way more explosive. Georgia is struggling. Their offensive line isn't as effective, and their wide receivers aren't creating separation. Let's look at the amount of plays. 175 plays, right? 175 plays. 189. So we've seen it a few more times than them. Averages around the same as far as the yards per play. Average per game, we got a 50-point margin. 1,400 total yards. We just putting up better numbers. Y'all remember that first number I told y'all to remember? Georgia's averaging 31.6 and giving up 6 points a game, right? Let's do differences. Let's do margins. Alabama's averaging 49 and giving up 8. Let's say we keep the ratios together. Let's say this 49, we'll keep it 49. Let's give Georgia 32 points a game. That means for every what's that? For every 5 scores, every five scores, they're going to give up a score. Where Alabama is every 7 scores, we might give up. We're going to give up a score or a field goal, right? Every 7 scores, we're going to. That's just like metrics, right? Just ratios and stuff. If you look at the type of production you're getting from these scores, though, look at the point differential. Look at the point differential. Our offense is a lot more efficient than people want to give it credit for. Look at the passing completion rate, all of that good stuff. No interceptions by Beck. No interceptions by Miro. Right? Passing touchdowns, similar. Right? Seems like we seem to be a lot more balanced. We seem to be able to turn it on, especially from a scoring aspect and production aspect. We seem to be a lot more balanced than, I think we want to see more towards the 280 passing yards per game, right? 250 plus. We want to see that come up to put us in more of this range, but that just comes with the attempts. I like the average, right, per attempt. Still showcasing his deep ball ability, his mid-range ability. So I like what the numbers are showing. So we looked at the numbers, we looked at the basic numbers. We'll dive into some more numbers as we open the phone line. 334-625-1121. Y'all call in. Let me know what you think, man. Offenses. Let's talk offense. While we wait for somebody to call in, I want to dive into the run game. It starts in the trenches. Offensive line. A healthy Alabama offensive line. A healthy Georgia offensive line. Will we have it? Right? Who has the advantage in your eyes? And I ain't trying to hear no fan talk right now, because Georgia has a very talented offensive line. They have very talented offensive line. We saw them struggle for the first time last week. This is the first time we saw them struggle since they've played us. So, Brett Sullivan said, "Smook, what is it going to be if Kirby loses to us? Do you think him not beating Nick but once and lose to a new head coach going to start making fans turn a bit for him? I get her over the hump of one school?" You know what, Brett? Great question, topic of conversation. I'm gonna highlight this one, and we'll just talk about that until we get somebody on the line. I really feel like this year, this will put the pressure on Kirby Smart. Kirby Smart has already been given kind of the lead way to go ahead and start transitioning out of the college football game. Believe it or not, I think Kirby would not be ridiculed as bad for being a head coach during the Saban era. If you were a head coach in the meat of Saban's tenure and you were able to squeeze out a national championship or beat him head to head, then you've accomplished something that a lot of people won't be able to accomplish. So Kirby Smart's resume, the type of defensive coordinator career that he's had, now the career he's having as a head coach, 2 national championships in 5 years, or was it 6 years at Georgia? In 5 years, 2 national championships. In 5 years, SEC championships, 2 of those, same span. I think Kirby losing to Kalen DeBoer only puts pressure on him, not from the alumni or the boosters. I don't think the fan base may trip like they always do when they lose. They were saying he couldn't coach when he lost to LSU. I think that was his 2nd year as the head coach at Bama. So you got to look at all aspects of everything, but I don't think it should be warranted. Kalen DeBoer is not a fly-by-night coach. This is a coach with a lot of experience. He's been winning everywhere else. So Kalen DeBoer beating other coaches, no matter how long they've been coaching, it shouldn't be a shock, and he has assets. It's not like he's coming in and taking over Florida and beating Georgia. Now, if he did that, Brett, that's the conversation. If Kalen DeBoer or a new head coach came and took over Florida and beat Georgia this season, now I think you can handle a loss to Texas, Ole Miss, right? I think you can handle a loss to Alabama. You can deal with that. You can process that. LSU, all of those teams, you can process those. But a loss to Florida, in their most recent fortune, yeah, I don't think that's a good deal. But Bama, I don't think it hurts that much, Brett. I don't know, chat. What y'all think? Can you really use that? GA did play Clemson and Kentucky at the house. Can you really use that? GA did play Clemson and Kentucky at their house. What are you saying? Can I use what? Remind me what I said. Because I don't think Clemson's they played Clemson in Atlanta. That wasn't at their house. They played Clemson in Atlanta. They played at a neutral field for Clemson. And you could look in the stands and tell that wasn't on neutral field. You could look at the crowd and tell that wasn't on neutral crowd right there. It wasn't 50-50. Georgia always gonna show up. Them Athens folks always gonna show up in Atlanta when them dogs in Atlanta. Let's see what, Rich B. Let's see what. They'll just blame Bobo. Oh, that's the part. That's the part. They will do that. They will change they will blame Mike Bobo. But then again, this year, T-Rob might catch heat. A lot of Georgia fans, they were only happy about T-Rob coming because he came from Georgia. I mean, from Bama. He took him from us. And they thought he was going to lock down the DB recruiting game. They thought he was going to bring all those guys with him. They thought Caleb Downs was going with him. But T-Rob's having a major part of calling his defense this season. We're going to see what he brings to the table. Yeah, that's East Tuscaloosa. You're right, Rich B. What stats? Bryce had 18 completions for like 83 yards first time ever, I believe. That's sad. I think so because Bama has stopped Georgia from succeeding in a lot. If we always in their way and Kirby doesn't usually have an answer whenever we match up, that's a hurdle they can't get over. But you got to think, Brett, the one time he did do it was for a national championship. That's his saving grace. The one time he did do it was for the big one. And they hadn't done that in 40 years, bro. They hadn't done it in 40 years. That was the one that he did get against us was for that. So it is what it is. I think Georgia fan base, the next coach is going to be the one that's under this type of scrutiny. You know, the next coach will be under the type of scrutiny like if he lose to the next head coach of Alabama, right? Because then they'll be like, man, we can't beat Bama. Last person to beat Bama was Kirby. That's his saving grace. He's done it once. See Florida beat Georgia with their new coach. Down to see it happen. Oh yeah, Rich. Oh yeah, I'm down with that. I'm always for some. I'm always up for some disgruntled Georgia fans after I lost to Florida. Phone call is dead. Phone call line is dead, man. Y'all ain't calling. I guess we'll just continue to talk conversation. I'll continue to create conversation. Y'all want to be co-sponsors of today's stream? Don't forget 5 gifted memberships. Cashapp. I was about to say Cashapp. PayPal, Venmo, all green super chats will have you recognized as a co-sponsor on today's stream. Don't forget today's schedule is right there. And as this scrolls, we also want to acknowledge our shout out to our co-sponsors of today's stream. Brett Sullivan, Kareem Hood 40, and my boy Nick, man, all becoming co-sponsors of today's stream. Well, yeah, here goes the schedule for today's live stream. We got about 20 minutes left before we transition off of this and go into our closing. Going to open up Twitter and look at some things that's been happening on Twitter as far as college football. I think it's going to be fun, but kind of breaking down, giving my thoughts, my in-depth thoughts on this Alabama versus Georgia offense. Now, let's start with Georgia's offense. I really believe Kirby Smart understands the struggles that he's having offensively right now with his team. And how do you fix that? You generally try to build from the trenches, right? I don't necessarily think it's a quarterback problem at Georgia right now. It's just a lack of execution and a lack of super athletic guys, established athletic guys on the perimeter. They have deep threat options. They're not synced up. They're not displaying them. They're not displaying them. To jump to our side when it comes to the passing game, we're talking Georgia passing game versus Alabama passing game. We have the deep threat options. We have the intermediate options. Have we seen our short, quick game implemented yet? We haven't had an opportunity to. We've seen the effectiveness of dumping the ball off in the flats quickly when your downfield reads aren't there. You know, you can predetermine getting the ball out to Jam Miller and Justice Haynes and Richard Young out the backfield, or getting your quick screens to Ryan Williams, Kobe Prentice, Kendrick Law, those guys, Jeremy Bernard, Emmanuel Henderson. Getting the ball out to them quick is effective when we do it. So Georgia hasn't displayed an ability to create huge plays in the passing game. So when I look at the pass game, even the numbers say, you know, Jalen Murrow is his average yards per attempt is over 10 yards per attempt. Carson Beck is under. That plays Georgia's passing style and what they've displayed up until this point plays into what Alabama wants to do, which is our vision coverage. They want to keep everything in front of them and attack the ball in the air. All trolling aside, Carson Beck has one of the weakest, most efficient arms in college football right now. Carson Beck has a noodle arm, but it's accurate. It may not be on the rope every time, but the timing is there and it's accurate. He's very accurate. Now, what causes him to be accurate, like most quarterbacks, is when you can get pressure. And Carson Beck, it doesn't require a lot of pressure to make him be inaccurate. We saw that last year. And the way our D-line has been getting a push and the way that offensive line has struggled against Kentucky, I would not be surprised if Kane Womack is deliberate in dialing up the aggressive run blitzes. Pass blitzes. I would not be surprised if he starts off aggressive. I'm talking about literally like, no road coverage either. We're talking about straight up attacking gaps, making that offensive line move left and right instead of, being able to lean. The more we get into that rhythm, offensively, defensively, to slow down their offense, the harder it is going to be for that offense. What else? Carson Beck. Let's do quarterback comparisons now. We see the numbers. Carson Beck has had 30 more attempts than Jalen Murrow, right? But the effectiveness is still similar, right? If the production is still similar. Both of them have less than 10 passing touchdowns right now. And I think if we talk about impact, I think Carson Beck is more of an impact on Georgia than Jalen Murrow is this season. And I want y'all to hear me out. I think Carson Beck, if he plays trash, that offense is done. If Jalen Murrow plays trash, the offense can lean on our run game. Our offensive line can establish the run game. We see the difference in numbers. I think that right now the total number of rushing yards right now for Bama is over 1,200. We already got 1,400 rushing yards right this season. So I don't think it's a secret, right, that Alabama is doing this on this level. But I do think that if push comes to shove, Alabama's offense can rely on that run game before Georgia can. Branson Robin for Georgia, great running back. Behind him, what are we looking at? Trevor Etienne. Still, Trevor is the one where I think he's going to you're going to have to hope he can affect them and assist them in the passing game. I don't think he's not going to have success running against Alabama's front. Georgia's O-line isn't their interior is bad this year, y'all. I'm sorry to say it. I really feel like Georgia's interior defensive line is bad this year. Their interior offensive line is bad. Not bad. It's not dominant like it has been. They have all that experience. They have all that size, and those guys got pushed around badly against Kentucky. And I feel like our D-line is trended up. So just the whole schematics of the game, the whole matchup concept of it, trying to talk matchups across the board. Left tackle, I think we're better. Caden Proctor's better. Left guard, we're better. Center, we're better. Right guard, we're better. Right tackle is up for, Rutledge, their right guard, might edge out Jaden Roberts on the draft boards, and that's a legit evaluation, y'all. Their right guard, Rutledge, I think he's their right guard. He's one of the top 5 offensive linemen that's going into the draft too. So, but the right tackle position, splitting hairs, Georgia gets the edge to give the offensive line edge to Alabama when you go 4-1 as far as having the edge. Tight ends in the run blocking game. Tight ends in the run blocking game is going to be important. We talk about Oscar Delp, how many snaps he gets. I don't mind if Oscar Delp is on the line of scrimmage. I'm not worried about committing to the run game off a pre-snap alignment. Oscar Delp on the line doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean it hasn't been effective in their run game support, run blocking. It hasn't been effective yet. So do we allow our DBs, the Rover and Husky, do we allow them to play, a little bit more cushion, keep everything in front of them, reacting to the run game, crashing, sealing the edges, forces everything inside, and maintaining our over-the-top discipline, right? We don't want to give up anything out of the slot this week. They're going to try to target it. They're going to try to target. How do they create the matchup? The moment I see a speedy receiver motion to the slot, my eyes are going to get big. My ears are going to perk up. I'm going to be watching because I know Georgia wants to create that matchup offensively. So will they use their tight ends to create that matchup? I just told y'all Oscar Delp in run game. I don't see him being effective. But if he gets out in that slot, he can create some. He can create some mismatches. You're right, Dino. Draft boards don't matter. That's why I didn't say nothing about the draft board. I said evaluation, context, attention to details. But yeah. So tight end room. I don't see anything past Delp. They have serviceable guys. They're not as athletic as they had with Brock Bowers and Oscar Delp. Now they do got a freshman. I think. Let me go pull this roster up. I think they do got a freshman. And before I move past the tight ends, Georgia did get a freshman, I believe. He's either in this class or he's in that 2026 class. He's either in 25 class or in 26 class. I gotta remember. Tight end. Lucky. Yeah, he's a sophomore now. Okay, so he was there. Lawson Lucky. He hasn't had a chance, but Lawson Lucky is funny. You want me to tell you why? Because Lawson Lucky should be a wide receiver. Go watch Lawson Lucky play. Go watch how he move on the field. He should be a wide receiver. He can slam down to 220 and be a wide receiver for them. Because he suck at tight end. He don't block. You get Lawson Lucky at wide receiver, you have more production. He gonna have way more production. So, wide receivers. Let's go to the wide receivers. Y'all know this is my favorite position to talk about. I love our wide receiver room. I don't even have to look at our roster to tell you what our wide receiver depth look like. But you look at that Georgia's wide receiver. Let me pull up that depth chart. I'm gonna pull up that depth chart because I think they're fully healthy coming into this Georgia game. I think they're healthy in the wide receiver room coming into this game. Kobe Young, that's the transfer senior that I was talking about, y'all. Kobe Young hasn't exploded. He hasn't had a breakout game. He hasn't exploded on the scene yet, right? But we need to make sure that his coming out party isn't during our game. Like, we need to make sure that that guy is talented. Kobe Young can stretch the field. Can Brock Bowers get the ball there? I don't think so. But I think a guy like Lucky Lawson could go and help you out at that X position. Where what's his name is at? Where Dylan Bell is at? Has Dylan Bell even has he been making any big plays? I don't remember seeing. Well, you didn't really see much of anybody name called against Georgia. I mean Kentucky, a Kentucky game. But here go their depth chart right now, y'all. Xavier Truss on that right tackle. That's the one I gave the edge over Pritchett. Truss is probably going to be an early second rounder, if not a late first rounder. Tate Ratledge not being healthy, that's going to be important for them. Because I think they slid number 56 in there. Michael Morris, I think, is who came in for them when he went. And he struggled heavily against Kentucky. I know they don't want to throw a freshman out there against Alabama, right? I don't think so. Dylan Fairchild struggled last game too, the left guard. He struggled. Ernest Green off the edge. We're going to see what he do with some uber athletic guys. The wide receivers, though. Dominic Lovett is another slot receiver that we're going to really have to pay attention to. Aaron Smith is a world-class sprinter too, y'all. Aaron Smith, he's a world-class sprinter. Like I said, they have speed on the outside. It's about if Beck can actually get it out there to him, and I don't think he can. I don't have any confidence. I have zero confidence in Beck's ability. But the edge, tight ends, wide receivers, passing game, I give it to us, man. I give it to us. And the deciding factor for me is not necessarily the options available. I just think Carson Beck doesn't have a better arm than Milroe. He's a lot more accurate. I'm gonna say, I'm not even gonna say that because Milroe's accurate. Milroe doesn't have a whole bunch of interceptions in his career. His decision making might be better. His ability to process defense is a little bit better. But I can't even say that because he holds the ball a lot too. So the edge goes to the Bama passing game. Tight ends, wide receiver, quarterback, everything that goes into the pass game, I think it goes to Bama. And so, yeah, I think it goes to Bama. So, in that case, I got Bama winning, y'all. All these little breakdowns, and I have other panelists on. We're going to be having a lot of conversation over the next 2 weeks about Alabama-Georgia breakdowns. Well, that's just my thoughts on it, the initial thoughts on the Alabama-Georgia game. I don't think it's much to really go into it, much thought to go into it. We know it's so much to speculate about because of the two different schemes clashing this time around. I think that's the main thing. I'm more excited to see the two schemes, the difference of schemes be irrelevant, right? How do the two defensive, the makeups are similar, the type of personnel we have, but the schemes are different. How do they perform when they clash, right? This is going to be a good one. I think Bama taking the W easily, though. I'm gonna stick with my scoring prediction. I'm going 40. And I keep saying 42-45, but I feel that 45, man, 45-17, just it feels so right. It feels like that's it right there. It feels like that. 45-17 is what I'm feeling. I'm gonna stick with it. Shout out to the Big 57 on YouTube. Shout out to the Big 40 on Twitter. Listen, we're at the 2.5 hour mark. We got reality to reach the Friday before the game. Rich B, put that in the Discord, man. Put that in the Discord. That's gonna be a good one. To discuss. But y'all, we're gonna end the show here. I got an email I'm gonna share with y'all in an announcement style format. I'm gonna go ahead and dress it up and get it all together. And I'm gonna share this email with y'all before, if not today in the morning. I gotta go make a phone call. I gotta run somewhere real quick, and I'll be back and I'll make this announcement. If y'all know me, y'all know this smile only come when something has happened for us that I've been waiting to happen for a while. And it's not just me. This is for the network. This is literally Coach Smook Network, the AAA family. This is going to be for y'all. So I don't mean to rush off the show, but this is one phone call, one opportunity I will not miss for my AAA family. I will not miss this one. So y'all be blessed, man. I'll catch up with y'all later on the other stuff. We'll be gaming here in about an hour and a half. We should be gaming. I might go live on YouTube. If I don't go live on YouTube, check me out on kick.com/Coach Smook or Twitch. We might go live on Twitch today. So appreciate y'all for hanging out this morning. Man. All right. Y'all be blessed, man. God bless y'all. Hey, don't forget, like the stream on your way out. If you haven't already hit the like button, like the stream. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Make sure you share it. W stream, Jack Rodman. Appreciate that, man. And we didn't have the amount of phone calls we wanted today, but it's all good. That's why we have Monday and Friday. That's why I'm telling y'all, we're not gonna continue to try to force anything on this channel. We doing great. Y'all doing great, and y'all commenting and y'all interaction in the chat. I'm grateful to be on this platform in front of y'all. I count it an honor, kind of a privilege. So with that being said, I love y'all, man. Y'all be easy. And when I see y'all again, man, this is gonna be up, man. I love y'all.